It's been a while since we filmed a new episode of our successful PR stories. So why leh? If you have been following our social media, you'll see a lot of photos taken with our successful client. However, they are a bit too shy to appear on our video series. We started our successful PR story in hope to inspire others who were in your position before, what type of challenges they face, and perhaps share an advice or two. Today, we have a client who waited for total 15 months before he finally got his PR approved. Let me introduce to our recent successful PR client, Ken. Ken, 恭喜你啊！
多謝多謝。
第一次申請係咪？
係啊，我第一次申請嘅攞票，
開唔開心啊？
開心啊！
Okay, I think let's switch back to English.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Ken, perhaps you can introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Ken. I'm from Hong Kong. I'm working in Singapore as an engineer. So I've been here for around 3 years already.
So Ken, how long you were working in Singapore before you applied for your PR?
Before applying my PR, I have been working for around 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I think it's almost time to get prepared and start for applying for PR. Yeah.
And how long you have waited for the result again?
Almost 1 year. Yeah, almost 1 year. 1 year and around 3 months.
Yeah, so that total now you have been here for 3 years.
Yes, around 3
Yeah.
years.
Okay. Was Singapore your first choice, and what makes you decided to apply for Singapore PR?
That's a bit of a coincidence because I was working in Hong Kong. Then suddenly one day I received an invitation from a headhunter for a job opportunity in Singapore. So I think, why not give it a try? Because I've been in Singapore before and I quite like the city. So I think it may be a good opportunity for like changing and like new working environment and new style. So that's why I choose Singapore. Yeah.
Okay, just how you say that you like the city, right? So what do you like about Singapore exactly?
Singapore is very dynamic, multicultural, and also very similar to Hong Kong. So I really like that, like the dynamic environment with all those different people from all over the world joining, working together. So it's a very good environment, not only for myself, but also for my family. Yeah.
I guess part of the reason also it's close to home. That's why you choose Singapore.
Yes, it's very close to Hong Kong. So wherever I needed to go back to visit my family, I just take a 3 to 4 hours flight, then I will be back to Hong Kong. Yeah.
Nice. I remember that you're applying for PR the first time, right? So what makes you decided to engage a professional instead of doing it yourself? Because most of our clients, the first time, they always like to do it themselves. Once failed, then only they think about engaging a professional. So you're different.
Yeah. The reason is because my daughter is around 3 years old now. So we are preparing for her to get into local school. So in order to get into local school, you need to get a PR status.
Yes.
So that's why we think we are a little bit in urgent to get a PR. So we want to get things right the first time. So that's why we want to engage a professional to help us throughout the process.
Ken, do you remember how did you find out about us?
Well, actually, I met Kay, yourself, around like 2 years ago in an event. So I got your name card, we have a field discussion, but at that time I was not ready to apply for PR because I just came. So around like half a year later, then when my family came, and I think it's time to apply for PR. So that's why I searched for my contact, then I saw your name card, then I dropped your email.
Yeah, I think I remember that event. I think it was very long time ago, and maybe after maybe around 1 year, then you reach out to me. I was quite surprised as well. Oh, you still remember me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was quite impressed what you have presented during the event.
Oh,
I think
thank
the immigration tips. Yeah, so that's what I remember.
Okay, so may I ask if you also approached other immigration company before you selected us?
Yes, I did. I did some online research to look for like other consultancy. And also, I did have some conversation with some of them. But I think that after some studying, researching, and filtering, then I found your consultancy company, and maybe it's good for us to go through the PR process together.
So Ken, what is tip doing differently from others that you decided to choose us?
Well, I think tips, there's one thing that I found very impressive is that you give us honest feedback about our chances of getting PR. Also, you give us advice on what we need to do which is quite different from other consultancy, because I think like some consultancy, they will straight ahead tell you, we guarantee you will get a PR,
Oh,
which
wow.
I understand may not be true all the time. So I really appreciate the honest feedback, also advice that you gave us. So in order to increase our chance of getting PR, eventually we get it.
Yeah, and this is a pretty important question because sometimes my consultant and I came across some clients that they commented that our price is expensive. Some said that we are cheap. So it's quite confusing for us as well. So what do you feel? Do you feel that our price is justifiable?
To be honest, I don't find it too very expensive. As mentioned, I need to get my PR urgently for my daughter to get into local school. So I think it's very important to engage a professional to help us throughout the process and increase our chance to get a PR.
Yeah, and also to mention, we are hand-holding our client from end to end. Yeah, so during a waiting period, we are also here to assist our client. So I remember that you had like some profile changes during the waiting period, right?
Yeah. So during my waiting period, my salary increased. So I need to update the authorities regarding these changes. I still remember your team is very helpful to help me to prepare the letter and also advise how we can update the authority regarding the change of my salary.
Ken, perhaps you can share with our viewer your experience working with the whole team.
Well, I found your team very professional and very responsive. So whenever we have a question regarding our application, we can just email or WhatsApp you guys, and you will reply us very promptly. Then I think it's a very professional team that you have. And also all the advice you gave us, we followed, and I think it definitely helped us to increase the chance of getting PR. So we are very happy to have engage your team to help us.
I think that you guys have been a really good client as well. Yeah, because there are times that we do give advice to our client, but not everyone follow.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I think most importantly is because we need to get the PR as soon as possible. Yeah, that's why we will do whatever we can in order to increase the chances. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, what's next though, now that you got your PR?
So we are planning for our next milestone, which is getting the citizenship of Singapore. Because not only myself, also my family, they quite like staying here, working here, living here. So we plan to stay here for good. So citizenship will be our next milestone.
Nice. You know who to find.
Yes.
Yeah. So perhaps do you have any tips to share with others who wants to apply for Singapore PR as well?
I would say get yourself prepared, plan in advance, because there are a lot of documents and activities that you need to get prepared in order to increase your chance to getting PR. And most importantly, engage Kay and her team to help you throughout the process.
Thank you, Ken, for your time today, and thanks for sharing your success story. You have provided a lot of valuable insight for our viewers as well.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. We hope that today's sharing has inspired you to also apply for Singapore PR. Applying for Singapore PR is not as difficult as you think if you choose the right agency to work with you. And that's all for today. If you find today's video is useful for you, remember to like and share with your friends. And hit the subscribe button so you will not miss out on our weekly new content. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.